Hello friends. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for just a few minutes and I'm gonna share my tutorial to my other pages I run here on Facebook. One is called Beauty by Rhea Hope, and that's a group, so make sure you're following there. Make sure you're also following me on Instagram. My name is Rhea Hope on there, and we'll wait for everyone to come on and then we'll get started. And we're gonna do a loose powder foundation routine today, which I am so excited for. Hello, hi guys, how are you? All right, we're gonna do a fun new lip look. But yesterday we did the Liquid Touch foundation. The tutorial before that we did the stick foundation. So and I did the spray foundation before that. So I'm trying to go through all of our foundation options to show you kind of all about all the different options we have. Perfect. I will be messaging you back today. For hair, excellent. Hello, hi guys. Okay. So oops. Good morning. Oh, yay, good. I think it was just a glitch on Facebook, to be honest, about yesterday's sound issue, thankfully. Oh, goodness. Okay, so now that we have most of everyone here, we'll go ahead and get started. So like I said, we're going to do the loose powder foundation. So there's a lot of options when it comes to coverage. Now, to decide what kind of coverage is good for you, it really kind of just depends on your preference of coverage. Whether you like full coverage, light coverage, if you like things that are, oh goodness, more problems with the sound. Update your Facebook. If someone could type this out. To those who can't hear, make sure that your Facebook app is updated and maybe try to exit out, close out the app and come back. Maybe that will help. Hopefully. Yes, reload Facebook. That would help too. Okay, so I'm just going to continue. So like I was saying about coverage. So there's lots of different options when it comes to your coverage, whether you like full coverage, light coverage, if you have oily skin, etc. It just depends on the person. So message me if you're not sure what coverage option is best for you. Thank you. He is pretty cute. Message me if you need to get a recommendation on which coverage is best. So today, like I said, we're using the loose powder. So loose powder foundation is really good for mature skin ladies because of how light it is. It's not going to settle into fine lines and wrinkles as much as, say, a liquid would. So it's a good option for that. It's also a good option because it's more of a light to medium coverage, meaning it doesn't cover like every pore, everything. So this is also a good coverage if you don't really like wearing makeup, or you want something just to take away the redness, or you want something just to feel more put together, but not so done up. This is a good coverage for that as well. Yes, you did the stick today. Okay, cool. So I ordered the shade Crepe, and we're going to use that for under eye today. I swatched it on my hand earlier, and I really liked the color. So the loose powder comes like this. Comes with a little plate on top, and then you open it, and you have your little mesh plate, which is really convenient so it doesn't go all over the place. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go in with our concealer, because I hate my dark circles. They've gotten 1,001 times better since I started really hunkering down on my skincare routine. But I love full coverage. Even if I'm doing a light coverage look for you guys, I still want to feel like I have all my little things covered. So I love the concealer for this step. I love that it's not super, super heavy, so it doesn't feel like I have a ton on my skin, but it totally takes away kind of the edge off my skin. So it's going to hide my dark circles. It's going to hide any blemishes. So I'm going to go in with that first, and I'm going to pop that on my eyelid and my under eye. And this is also a really good little trick for getting your eyeshadow to stick really well, because it's going to remain a little bit tackier. So it's going to almost act as an eye primer as well. So I'm going to just kind of pull this over my nose just like that, kind of pull down, and then we're just going to pop this anywhere else that we may need just a little bit extra coverage without it, again, looking super duper heavy. So Concealer is another really great option for you if, again, you want just a little bit of coverage to take off the edge or hide redness or any discolorations, but you don't want like a full face of makeup. So right then and there, that looks really, really good. I love that it already has made my under eyes look so fresh and so much like more wide awake. Yes, so I only typically use my concealer first with the loose powder or the stick foundation. If I'm wearing the liquid foundation, I love those two layered. Rochelle, I'm sorry, all of the makeup is available right here. RheaHopeBeauty.com is where you can find everything I'm talking about and mentioning, including the concealers down there as well. So you have dark circles, always use concealer first. If you are using the loose powder or the stick foundation, I do like to use my concealer second when I'm using my spray and my liquid foundation. So it just kind of depends. If your foundation's separating, you need to set it better. And also you need to make sure that you are using the primer. Okay, so now that we are fully covered with our concealer, I'm going to set it so it doesn't move around. So I'm going to take my dry beauty blender and I'm just going to mist this with my setting spray. And now I'm going to take my setting powder, this guy right here, which is a translucent setting powder, and I'm just going to pop that on wherever I used my concealer. And this is basically going to just kind of dry it out, for lack of a better word. It's going to really just absorb any oils or any creasing that begin to form. And this step is not 1000% necessary if you don't have really oily skin like I do. If you have more normal skin, you don't have to use this step. But this step, like I said, doesn't do anything besides basically sets the concealer. So I just pop it on where I use my concealer, and then we're going to use my fan brush and we'll just sweep away any of that excess because we just want like a very fine layer of that. So it's basically just setting it into place just like that. Oh, good. I've been freckling because of you. You're so funny. I bought a couple of those shirts. Awesome. Nice. Wonderful. Okay, so now that we've done that, now we're ready for our coverage for all over. So we're going to use the loose powder foundation in the shade Poplin. And this is like my true shade. So if you are the shade, let's see, if you're the shade Organza, Velour, Taffeta, and Eyelet, you'll be the shade Poplin. If you are lower than any of those shades, then you'll use the shade Crepe. And if you're darker than any of those shades, then you'll use the shade Jacquard. So, but message me and I can tell you again. I'm going to use it on the powder concealer brush, and we're just going to tap it in there, grab it on there, and we're going to go immediately into the skin and then work in circular motions. And this coverage, you guys, is so gorgeous. I love that it's not super heavy. It's not really dark. It's not really anything. It's so good. It just takes away this like redness, evens out the coverage of your skin, or the tone of your skin rather. And it gives you just this really, really light, gorgeous coverage. And then for this area that we use our concealer on, I'm going to kind of press this product on rather than swiping because I don't want to move around my concealer. So we're just pumping it in there. And then when you get it to your skin, just circular motions. And I'm using this on the powder concealer brush. I like this one because it's flexible, but it's dense. So it still picks up the product really nicely, but it also moves around, which applies it really beautifully. Can I use that for dry, mature skin? Yes. So the loose powder foundation is a really, really good option for mature skin because it doesn't settle into your fine lines. The loose powder foundation is not drying at all. So if you have dry skin, you can absolutely utilize this product. You can just use a rose water on top as well. Are y'all out of hair extensions? I'm not sure. Message me and I can check for you. For makeup because of face mask. I know, right? So good. But yes, this loose powder foundation is a really good option if you're not really into makeup. This is a really light coverage, light to medium, and it just basically takes away the redness of your skin. So I really like this product, especially during the summer when I don't want to wear a ton of makeup, but I still want to look kind of more put together, where I look more, takes away the redness and just evens everything out. All right, so now I'm going to take this product right here, same exact thing, the loose powder foundation, but this is in the shade Crepe. And I'm going to take it on the opposite end of my dry beauty blender. And I'm going to press this into that product to pick it up. Tap it off so I don't get any chunkies. Okay. And then now I'm going to press this on my under eye. I'm doing this step just as a trial because I really miss highlighting my under eye, and I used to use the pressed powder in the shade Scarlet, but I heard that this might be a good option. So loose powder foundation in the shade Crepe is what we're using for this step. And this is a really good, hopefully, idea to set your under eye and to brighten it, which so far so good. I kind of like it. I always like sweep away if I feel like it looks heavy, but so far so good. I like that it brightened it up a little bit. I might kind of play around with that technique a little bit more, but always an option. I love showing you guys new ideas or new tricks. So that was the loose powder in Crepe that we used to set our under eye with. So now that we have basically our full coverage, what I do always do, no matter what coverage I'm using, is I always go over it with my pressed powder and the shade Taffeta, which is also the shade Poplin. They're the same thing. And I'm going to go over it with this. And now you might be thinking, like, 2 powders? Do you have to have 2 powders? One, you don't have to. You can totally be fine with that. But the thing that I love about this loose powder foundation is it is so silky soft, and it really is like the porcelain doll touch to all makeup looks. So I love that it evens everything out, and it just provides a little bit more coverage and makes my makeup look so soft. So versus one side, which I did the pressed powder on top versus where I didn't. You can kind of see how this side looks much softer versus that side looks a little bit patchy. You can kind of see where my strokes were with the loose powder versus that side where you can't. Do you see the difference? So although I am using 2 powders, it really does make a big difference on how soft your makeup looks on your skin. And like I keep telling you guys, the loose powder and the pressed powder by Younique, they nailed the formula. It's not drying at all. Woo! Just threw my brush. It's not drying at all. It's really, really soft on your skin, and it just gives you this gorgeous porcelain doll finish. Isn't that so soft? I love it. So really, really does a lot. I got my hair done a few weeks ago. Do you reinstall? Yes. No, it won't lose your data. No. So someone can type that because she probably can't hear me. All right, so now we're going to contour, which is definitely going to make this makeup look much more put together. So I'm going to use the pressed powder in the shade Chenille for this step. We're going to go from the top of the ear to the corner of the mouth. And I'm just going to run this down the sides and then turn and then swish it over to soften it up. Kristen, you'll want the shade Poplin in the other one. It's the same vibe. All right, so same thing here. Top of the ear to corner of the mouth. And now you can go as bold or as light with your contour as you're wanting. It's all personal preference, but for this makeup sake, I am going to do just more of a lighter contour, just since it's going to be more of a more natural makeup look. And same thing here on the forehead, just around the hairline. And this really just kind of brings the makeup look together. And this product that I'm using to contour with is the easiest product to contour with because of just how it blends out. Pressed powder is made to blend, and so because we're using this to contour, it's actually easier and more natural looking than bronzer in my opinion. It's matte, it's just really, really soft, it chisels in your face, it makes your whole makeup look kind of come together. Now I'm gonna grab this really fast, which is my fluffy crease brush, and I'm just gonna throw this product on to the crease of my eye really fast. Most Spray foundation is darker than satin. Linen would be the next shade up. How many eyeshadow palettes are left? All of the pressed eyeshadows are still, or not all of them, not all the colors, but those are still in stock. And for the Addiction palettes, I'm not quite sure. I think Addiction palette 4 is still in stock. And then 6 is restocking in June, I believe. But everything is available right here on my website. RheaHopeBeauty.com is where you can find everything and where you can check out the inventory. Okay, so we just threw that on really fast just because we had it in our hand. So now I'm going to use the blush in the shade Supple, which is my favorite one for a more natural look because of just how soft it looks on the skin, and it pairs really, really well with like more of that bronzy look. So we're just going to pop that on the apple of your cheek and see how I'm just like tapping. I love tapping my blush on rather than like sweeping it on because it gives you more control over how much is going there and where it's going. So I just kind of work in like an oval shape just from apple of the cheek all the way to the hairline and back, just like that. And I love this color. It's just so soft and so subtle. And it's it is the shade Supple. Supple. Got for the first time in my teenage years. It looked amazing. Oh, I love it. Yes. It's the beginning. What foundation did I use? I used the Loose Powder Foundation today. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to add a little bit of a highlight. I'm going to use the shade Lustrous, but the shade Pearly would be just as well, in the Touch of Mode Luminizer, and we're going to pop this on the highest parts of my cheekbones, and this is just going to give it more of that like glowy finish. Even when I am doing a more subtle look, I still love a good highlight. It really does make just a big difference. See how glowy it makes your skin? It makes it look so much healthier. All right, so now let's do our eyebrows. Are they replacing some products? They will be, yes. My beads are from Bombshell Beads. I'll put her website right here. bombshellbeads.com. And then you can use the code. Use code. Oh, code Rhea20. So these beads are from bombshellbeads.com, and you can use the code Rhea20 to save. These are part of the collection called the Emily collection. It's one of my favorites actually because it helps with anxiety, helps with digestion issues, helps with hormonal imbalances. So I really, really love these when I'm feeling really bloated or I'm feeling really like PMS-y, to be honest. TMI maybe. But I love these. And I'm not wearing the whole collection either. I'm just wearing the 3 of the, I think there's 5. But again, Emily collection, and you can use my code Rhea20 to save on her website. Okay, so now for eyes, I'm going to just throw on my eyeliner really fast in the shade Perfect. And this is my favorite eyeliner because it actually stays where you want it. Stays put. And I'm just going to throw that on. It's like $15 too, which is great. Okay, so now for brows, I'm going to use the Brow Obsession palette with the Brow Artist brush. So if you are going to grab this palette, you definitely want to make sure that you grab the brush because it works. Oh, geez, I'm like a klutz today. It really makes a huge difference on how well it goes on. So I'm just going to tap both sides into the pomade and then tap both sides into whatever powder matches. No, it's not heavy at all. Like my beads, no. I just placed an order. Yay, awesome. Okay, so we're going to use the darker one because that matches my hair color the best, even though I have blonde hair. And what you're going to do first is you're going to take this angled side and you are going to tap this. See where your tear duct is? Go straight up. That's where you know where to stop your eyebrow. So we're just going to push it right there. Then we're going to push it very lightly along the top. Then we're going to push it along the bottom. And I'm literally just like barely tapping. Now that we have the shape of the brow, because I don't have any like shape in the front. So we just wanted to add a little bit of shape, and now I'm just going to drag whatever's left over on the brush up towards the arch, and then up towards the arch on the bottom, and then bring it through the tail. Ignore my crazy brow hairs. We're just gonna ignore those. Through the tail, and then whatever is left over, we're just going to feather through the brow. And now I'm using a little bit heavier of a hand because I don't have that much powder left on my brush. Just like that. Done. So if you are looking for a good brow product that gives you like more natural looking brows, this is the product to grab because look how soft that is. It's so good. The bracelets are up here at bombshellbeads.com. Thank you, Donna, for writing that. And you can use the code Rhea20 to save on her website. Okay, so now for the other brow, I'm just going to do the same thing. Tap on both sides of the pomade, tap on both sides, and then the front part of whatever powder matches the best. And then same thing here, follow the eye straight up to where your brow starts and just kind of very lightly tap, very lightly tap, very lightly tap. And then whatever's left over on the brush, just kind of slowly start pulling towards the arch. Same thing, pulling towards the arch. And then throughout the tail. And then using a little bit heavier of a hand, we're just going to start blending out all of that. This is makeup. Yes, but the loose powder foundation is a great coverage for no makeup, yes. What are the other colors for in the palette? Are we getting updates in your bathroom, backyard today? Yes, I will. There's actually a lot happening today. Yes, you're so welcome. I'll tell you what the colors are. Someone told me to put highlighter on your calico when you wear a tank top. Yes, that would be cute. That would be a good thing to do. Okay, so the other colors. So these both are powders for your eyebrows, so it just depends on what color matches your eyebrows the best. And then these two are highlights. So one's a cream, one's a powder highlight. All right, so now that our brows are done, now you're gonna flip around the edge, and now this is when you could take either one of your highlights. So I'll tap them in both. And then this is really great for kind of cleaning up if you've messed up, or if you wanna sharpen it, or just highlighting your under eye in that area. So just like that. So great product if you want more like natural looking soft brows and not so like stamped on. Sherry, you will not look like a clown, especially not with these products because of how soft they are. They're not really intense. Okay, so now for eyes, I already threw on my pressed powder in the shade Chenille in my crease. And then now I'm going to take the liquid eyeshadow in the shade Giggly. And I'm just going to very quickly just throw that on in the center of my eye and then use my finger and just kind of pop this on and soften it up. And this is just going to make my eyes look a little like softer and a little bit brighter. See that? So really good eyeshadow if you're, again, not like a huge eyeshadow wearer because of how just soft it's on your eye. It's also crease proof, smudge proof, super easy to use. Obviously, I'm using my finger. And I'm just kind of dabbing this on just like that. And now you can build up this color if you're wanting it to look a little bit more pigmented, so you can do another little coat right on top. And for this second one, I'm just going to kind of dab, 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 dab. You have to make that noise, or else it doesn't work. Dab, 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 dab. Yes, the loose powder foundation is a really great option for those who really don't like makeup. As funny as that sounds, it sounds so silly saying it like that. If you don't like makeup, grab this makeup. But it's just so soft on your skin. Doesn't feel like I have a ton of foundation on it. And I like that I can still see my freckles. I can still see my skin. And again, you don't have to do it this full coverage if you don't like it. Okay, so now, so important, red flag, attention, attention. If you are going to use the loose powder foundation, red flag, alert system. If you're going to use this, you have to have this. If you are using this and you're not using this, you will look a little powdery. If you have this, you're going to take it before you put on your mascara, shake it up, and then spray. Spray it all over, and then you're going to let it fully dry. So the reason that it's so, normally I'm like, yeah, set your makeup, it's good. No, with the loose powder, it's crucial. You have to. And the reason that I'm like putting so much stress on it is because the setting spray, this guy right here, takes away the powdery look, takes away the makeupy look. It puts almost like a form of hydration into the powder, which helps it to expand and which helps it to soften on the skin. So it also is going to prevent transferring, and it makes the makeup look. So you have to set your makeup with the setting spray. And I'm not saying any setting spray. I'm saying this setting spray. And it lasts for a really long time. I think I've had this one. I know when I got that one because I had to throw away my other one when I went through TSA. Brats. And that was April. January, February, March, April, May. No. That was, when did quarantine start? Was that April or March? So I've had this one for like 3 or 4 months and I still have this much left. So it lasts for a very long time. But it's not TSA friendly, apparently. I've been traveling with this since we launched it 2 years ago, and I've only had to throw it away one time. And the guy didn't speak English, and I'm like, it's not even oh, I was so frustrated. It was brand new, too. I was like, at least give it to your wife. March. Okay, so I got it right before quarantine started, because I had, it was like this much gone from there. So this one was brand new when I got home from that trip. March, yeah, so January, February, so end of February, well, I guess I'm talking about this one, huh? So yeah, March, beginning of March, I've had this. So March, April, May, 3 months, and I still have this much, it's like this much left. Okay, so now for lashes. Lash primer first, because it's so important. It's going to hydrate your lashes. It makes them so much longer, so much fuller. It does so much. Actually, this primer has won a ton of awards, which is crazy. Aw, thanks, Donna. You're so sweet. What is the eyebrow brand? Powder brand. Shirley, it's going to be right here pinned in the comments. RheaHopeBeauty.com is where you can find it, and it's going to be under eyes on my website and then under brows. So that's where you can find it. It's called the Brow Obsession Palette, and then I use the shade Brunette, or the medium, which is, I love that it comes with 2 colors, and they all do. They all do. Debbie, message me and I can create a card for you. Primer's out of stock. Hopefully it restocks soon. I know COVID has so much out of stock right now. It's so annoying. But I think that they're going to be restocking very soon. Okay, so now with the 4D mascara, I'm just going to do 2 coats of this on my lashes, and this is like the best mascara in the history of mascara. It has fibers and gel infused in it, so it wraps each like little lash in a fiber hug. Is the best way I can describe it. It's so good. Was going to self-tan last night and got too late so tonight. Yay, I'm excited to hear what you think. Do you let the lash primer dry? I let it dry for just a few seconds. I have heard really good things about letting it get a little tacky before applying your mascara, but to be honest, I just kind of just go right in with it. But if you have the time to let it get tacky, I think that would be a really good thing. All right, so second coat is going on. And I just kind of apply from the base lash all the way up. And then on the second coat, I kind of use a little bit heavier of a hand. And I kind of like push my lashes up, which helps them to kind of lift. Just like that. So good. I know, me too, Jessica. I need eyeshadow. Sandra, message me and I'd love to help you. Can we lash primer? Me too. I ordered off your website. Yay! Awesome. My unique website, you don't need a code. You get the 15% off no matter what, which I totally forgot to mention that. The whole website is still on sale, which is insanity. All you have to do is spend $80 and that unlocks the whole 15% off. So you're going to get 15% off each item in your cart with a subtotal of $80. Do you curl your lashes? No, I don't. Okay, so now for lips, we're going to do a new lip combo. We're going to take the lip liner in Prudent first, and we're going to line our lips with this. And I love these lip liners. They're so creamy. They glide right on. And they're smudge proof. They're only $15. They're so good. Okay, so I'm lining my lips with this, and I'm overdrawing a little bit. Just here in the center, basically. Okay. So now that I've lined them, now I'm going to go over it with Pouty, which is another lip liner color. And this is just going to alter the color of it a little bit. And then I'm going to feather it through. Okay. Now I'm going to go back in with Prudent. I'm going to feather this through the entire lip. which this is actually a really pretty lip combo all by itself, and we just used 2 lip liners. Isn't that pretty? But we're not done yet. Now we're going to go in with the Crush Powder Lipstick, which is such a cool formula. It goes on powder and then dries into a cream finish. And it's super hydrating. It's matte without being pully. And it's so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to pop this on the center. I lied. I'm going to take it throughout the whole lip. How's that? Oh my goodness, I like it. So pretty. Ooh, new fave. Hello. So lips were lip liner in Pouty and Prudent, and the Crush Powder Lipstick in Koi. So Koi, Pouty, Prudent. Isn't that pretty? I like it. I like it a lot. Not in a long time, Whitney. The liquid eyeshadows, some are more metallic and then others are matte. So the one I use today is more matte. The kudos this month is the whole website is 15% off. So there's no like actual kudos, but if you order anything, if your subtotal is $80, you get 15% off your entire order. So that's the kudos for this month. Yeah, exactly. Yes, awesome. Yes, they keep the shimmer once they're blended, Michelle. I wonder how long it takes the returns to go through. So usually 5 to 7 business days, but again, with COVID and the lack of staff, we just all have to practice a little more patience than we want to. I'm with you guys. I'm ready for this to all end. But yes, lips were Pouty, Prudent, and Koi were the lip combo. And then my eyes are just the liquid eyeshadow in the shade Giggly. And then I just blended it out with my contour color. And then we use the loose powder foundations. I use Poplin for all over. And then I use the shade Crepe for my under eye to make it a little bit brighter and to set it, which I really actually like that a lot. I think I'm going to start doing that in my everyday makeup routine. We'll see how it looks with the liquid. Yes, thank you. The eyeshadow was the shade Giggly in the liquid eyeshadow. So everything I use is in stock on my website right here, RheaHopeBeauty.com. Everything has a love it guarantee, so if you don't love anything for any reason, you can just return it. And yeah, so that was the whole makeup. Liquid eyeshadows are tacky, not after they've dried. When they go on, they're more like watery, liquidy, and then as soon as they dry, it's like a powder finish. Yeah, creamy powder, exactly. How does the powder foundation work on aged skin? The powder foundation is amazing on older skin. Honestly, it's probably what most mature women prefer because of how soft it feels on your skin. It's not like a liquid where it's going to absorb into all your fine lines, creases, pores. The loose powder is very soft and more of a medium coverage, light to medium coverage. We built mine up to be a full coverage, which is totally possible. But I just love how like soft my skin looks. It doesn't look like I have a ton of makeup on. Doesn't feel like I have any makeup on. It feels really, really good. Thank you so much. The concealer I used was the shade Organza for my under eye. And that's the only liquid I have on is the concealer, which I love this concealer. So let me know if you guys need any recommendations. Message me. The blush color was in the shade Supple. And I will upload this whole makeup look and I will post it in the comments after I get off here. So if you haven't commented, make sure you comment something, a hi, hello, whatever. So that way you get alerted when I comment my product list. So I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.